And we'll write the most Yuri poems you've ever seen. Okay. Journey. Unrestrained. Judgment. Suicide. Frightening, I think. Yeah. Contamination. Eternity. Anxiety. Lust. Vertigo. It's not depression. Extreme. Extreme imagination. Misfortune. Nope, that was too basic. Meager. Explode. You thought I was gonna click excitement, didn't you? No, I clicked explode. Graveyard. Uncanny? Yeah, after image. Natsuki's gonna hate this poem. Yuri likes your poem. Natsuki dislikes your poem. Yuri loves your poem. Do it again. Okay. Massacre. Determination. Imagination. Uncanny. Incapable, unrestrained, ambient. Frightening. Breathe. Sensation? Oh, disoriented. And after image. Shopping! No. Actually, I don't know if any of these are Yuri words. Not specifically, at least. We'll go with pain. That'll appeal to her. Uncontrollable desire is what that said. Incongruent. There's meager again. How about a portrait? Excitement. Oopsies. I blew it. See, excitement was a trap. That's why I didn't pick it the first time, guys. God. Aura. Contamination. See, Yuri likes it. Yeah, I did that, yeah. Natsuki is so upset she doesn't want to show you her poem. Yuri loves your poem. Yeah, get upset, Natsuki. Your turn will come. Disoriented. Horror. Vibrant. Destiny. Promise is not you. Universe. After image. Judgment. Unrestrained. Congruent. Effulgent. Entropy. Landscape? Landscape. Not excitement, you can't fool me again. Vivacious. How about, infallible. And variance. Melancholy Siri. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh wait, Graveyard's there. Graveyard's got my back. Okay. Uncontrollable. Vitality. Essence. And eternity. Did we just write a perfect Yuri poem? Siri likes it. But she seems to be upset about something. I'm losing the club early today. Natsuki doesn't want to share poems with you today. Yuri loves your poem. Alright, time to decide who to spend the weekend with. Obviously, we spend it with Natsuki, right? I wonder what would happen. Like, if we wouldn't actually get, like... Nah, let's not break the mod. We'll go with Yuri. Star Yuri's right. It's the same as the original, too. Oh. Just skip to the new content, please. You and Yuri make decorations together, and she is now getting ready to leave. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. I help her out by washing the paintbrushes. As I'm rinsing them off in the sink, I reflect on how the day went. Yuri is definitely an unusual girl, but I'm finding myself really enjoying spending time with her. It makes me smile to think about how much more relaxed and open she's becoming as she gets more comfortable. I kind of feel like it could be good to invite her over again sometime. I start to work up the courage to ask her as I come back into my room. Yuri is once again hastily rolling her sleeve back down. This time I see what was under her sleeve, and I almost dropped the paintbrushes in surprise. Yuri, what happened to your arm? I didn't mean to sound so alarmed. I was just too shocked by what I saw to stop myself. Yuri looks panicked. It's nothing. It's nothing, really. That didn't look like nothing.
I, it's... I...
Yuri's looking more panicked now. She's fidgeting more than ever. She's breathing more heavily. She looks like she's hyperventilating. She looks very much like she would like to just disappear. And yet, she seems rooted to the spot. Okay, keep breathing. Try to relax. I kind of feel hypocritical saying that. I'm having trouble staying calm myself. But it was the only thing I could think to say. My mind is still racing from what I just saw and what it means. I only caught a glimpse of it. Those cuts on her arm. Most looked old, healed over, but one looked fresh. I shudder at the thought. Did she do this to herself? Did she do it today? I kind of don't want to freak her out any more than she already is. But at the same time, I feel like this might be really important to talk about. So I try to keep myself together. Yuri, it's okay. I'm sorry for being so surprised. Let's just both try to stay calm and let's talk, okay?
The...
Yuri still seems to be having trouble forming sentences. She's unable to make eye contact. I silently wait for her to collect herself. I figure she needs me to be patient with her at the moment.
You don't have to apologize.
Here, let's sit down. I gesture toward the bed. She glances over at it and then reluctantly sits. I was hoping it would make her more comfortable, but she still seems very tense. Hunched over as if she's trying to make herself as small as possible, still fidgeting with her sleeves. I don't know if it's a good idea to sit next to her while she's in this state, so I sit on the chair at my desk while I think of what to say. Really, there's only one question on my mind, but I don't know if I can bring myself to ask it. It's hard to read her expression. Her face is partially hidden by her hair. The moment draws on in silence, the tension hanging heavily in the air. Finally, she speaks first.
I guess I can't hide it anymore. How much of a sick freak I am.
Yuri, no, you're not. You just. I trail off. I completely fail to think of a way to end that sentence.
People already call me a freak because of other things. This was the one thing nobody knew about me.
Okay, well, I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to. She quickly glances up at me from where she's sitting. Her expression is still hard to read, but somehow, almost imperceptibly, she seems to relax a little. Though it's possible I'm just imagining it. She speaks quietly.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for you to see that, Hallie. You must think I'm...
Yuri, I don't think any less of you, okay? You just, well, I mean, okay, you have a problem, but everyone has problems, right? Everyone has stuff that they struggle with. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Not like this. People don't have problems like this.
I don't think I can wait any longer. I ask the question that I've been burning to ask. Yuri, did you try to kill yourself? Suddenly, Yuri looks up with renewed alarm.
No! Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just,
She seems to be hyperventilating again. I'm too bewildered to speak at first. I'm not sure what response I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Whoa, okay, I believe you, I believe you. Yuri's breathing slows a little at that, but she's still breathing heavily. Maybe I should give her more time, but I have to know. But why? Why would you do this to yourself, Yuri? Yuri seems to be forcing herself to speak.
Because it's real. It makes me feel real. That didn't make sense, did it? I'm sorry. I'm saying weird things again. I don't know if I can explain it.
Well, I think we're past the point of talking about unusual things. You can talk to me about it if you want. I promise I won't judge. Yuri still looks uncertain. Okay, look. Let me show you something. I open the drawer she had tried to look in earlier. I show her what's inside. Manga. Complete sets, all in good condition. I collect them. They could be worth a lot of money someday. And I've read every one of them, more times than I'd like to admit. I could never tell anyone. I'd probably die of shame. People in my class already make fun of me if they find out I even have a passing interest in manga. So, there, now you know my secret. I smile in what I hope is a reassuring way, even though I mentioned manga on like the first day of me visiting the club.
I suppose I would find that embarrassing too.
I think I see a faint smile on her face. Thanks.
But obviously, this is different.
Well, yeah. I know it doesn't really compare, but you seemed a little freaked out, and I wanted you to feel more comfortable. Yuri visibly relaxes more when I say that.
Thank you. You're being really nice to me. Better than I would have expected.
Well, I'm just treating you the way you deserve. I get the feeling that this is something you feel really, really embarrassed about, and no one deserves to feel like that. Yuri seems to consider this.
I suppose so. And I suppose I should try to give you a better answer to your earlier question. But for that, you need to understand something about me. My other secret.
She glances at me, seemingly gauging my reaction.
You see, I'm autistic.
And now I'm really confused. But Yuri, you can't be. I mean, you're so smart. Yuri actually looks irritated at that. And in an instant, a total change comes over her. All her nervousness and embarrassment vanishes to be replaced by her intense expression she wears when she talks about books.
There is a lot of misinformation about autism in the media, so it's understandable that you might think that. But no, autism and intelligence are not mutually exclusive. A lot of people think that if you're autistic, you have some kind of disability. It's why I don't usually talk about it. But it's not like that. It's more like my brain processes thoughts and emotions differently than neurotypical people.
What?
Sigh. Normal people. This causes me to interpret the world in a different way. I see things and feel things differently, but it doesn't diminish my intelligence.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for assuming. I guess I've never thought about it before.
Well, like I said, that's understandable. I always knew I was different. I've tried my whole life to fit in, to pretend to be normal. I always thought there was something wrong with me. I always got made fun of in school for being weird. One day, I discovered an article about autism and it changed everything for me. Suddenly, everything in my life made sense. I then obsessively read everything I could about autism to better understand myself. It explains why I have difficulty in social situations. I'm always second-guessing myself because I continually have to ask myself, is this what a normal person would say? And it explains why my mind gets so fixated on certain ideas and certain activities like a particular book or my collection. It gets a little intense inside my head sometimes, and it explains why I compulsively seek out sensory stimulation. I'm always looking for pleasing sensations to calm myself. The books I read call it stimming. I always feel like I don't know what to do with my hands. It helps to have long hair like this. At least playing with my hair seems to be at least somewhat socially acceptable. More so than, well, this is probably going to look silly.
With a sigh, she reaches up with both hands and taps rhythmically on the top of her head. She actually demonstrates a surprising level of dexterity with the rapidity of her movements. The display only lasts a few seconds, but it's kind of mesmerizing to watch. She giggles, the color rising in her cheeks.
I know it looks strange, I know, but it feels so good. Something about the sensation and the sound together just tickles a part of my brain that makes me happy. But obviously I can't normally do that in front of other people. That's something I learned a long time ago, when I saw people's reactions when I did it in school. I'm sorry if it looked weird.
I'm impressed.
Eh?
No, really, you could be a drummer. You've got a good sense of rhythm.
Well, I never thought of that before. I'll take it into consideration.
So you're saying that this has to do with what you did to your arm?
Well, no, not exactly. I mean...
And just like that, Yuri's confidence vanishes again.
It's not... It's just... I don't know. Maybe? I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking about this.
Yuri takes a deep breath to steady herself, and she tries again.
Keep breathing. To be honest, I don't fully understand my urges. It didn't come up in any of my reading. Self-harm is not, in itself, an autistic trait. But my autism is part of who I am, and it's hard to separate those aspects of myself. I frequently find myself compulsively seeking stimulation. So it's possible that this is just another form of stimming.
Extreme stimming, huh?
Something like that. I don't know for sure. I just know that sometimes my mind is a roiling storm of activity. I feel disconnected from reality. Almost as though I belong in another world or something like that. I don't know if that will make sense to you, but it's the only way I can think of to explain it.
Well, it does sound kind of spooky. But I suppose it also explains why you like books so much. It's another way of visiting other worlds for you. Words. Another way of visiting other worlds for you.
I suppose. From what I've read, what I'm experiencing is called dissociation, though I usually just tell people that I'm spacing out. That seems to be a more socially acceptable phrase to use. And yes, it can be scary sometimes. And I've discovered that in those moments, pain brings my mind back into focus. It gives me a feeling of clarity. It was honestly an accident the first time I did it. I was cutting bread and I got lost in my thoughts and the knife slipped. And ever since then, every once in a while, the urge comes back again. I'm sorry if this sounds creepy or anything like that. I've never actually talked to anyone about this before.
It's okay. It's okay, really. I can see this is difficult for you to talk about. Take your time. I'm just glad to get to know you better. I mean, okay, this has been a lot more than I was expecting today. But in a funny sort of way, I feel honored that I'm the first person you've talked to about this. So, thank you for sharing. Yuri looks down, blushing, seemingly trying to process this.
I'm pleased to hear it, Hallie, but sometimes I get quite disgusted with myself. While I'm in the act of doing it, it feels right, but in my more clear-headed moments,
Her voice breaks. She's hiding her face, but I can see that she's close to tears.
I look at what I've done to myself and wonder all over again what's wrong with me. And it's hard to imagine anyone liking me. So it's very surreal that you're taking this so well. I keep expecting that at any moment you'll tell me to leave and then never speak to you again. I really wouldn't blame you if you did.
Hey, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, yeah, this conversation went in a very different direction than I expected. But overall, I've enjoyed the time we spent together today. She looks at me again.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure, things got pretty heavy at the end, but other than that, I enjoyed our time making decorations together. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I mean, I wouldn't mind spending time with you again, if you want to.
I think I would like that.
Good. That being said, it would probably be good for you to find an alternative to, Yuri says in a small voice.
To cutting myself?
Yes, that. I mean, I can't claim to understand what you're going through, but there has to be a better way. Because that doesn't look healthy. Yuri looks down again, embarrassed.
I suppose not.
Could you maybe talk to your doctor about it? Yuri looks flustered.
I don't know. I've never talked to her about anything like that before.
Maybe you could ask her if she knows a psychotherapist or something. I mean no offense, but you could probably use some help from someone who knows about these sorts of things. And it sounds like there's a lot going on in your head to talk about, too. Yuri still looks uncertain. Okay, well, in any case, now that I know about it, maybe I can help you come up with something else to do when you get the urge. What about the painting you did today? You seemed to enjoy that.
I don't normally paint, but now that you mention it, I suppose I did find that rather calming. It was nice to have an activity to occupy myself and keep my mind focused.
There you go. That's something. Can you think of anything else?
Well, earlier today, when you used that hot towel on my neck, that felt nice. It felt really, really nice.
That went in a different direction than I was expecting. I awkwardly stammer. I was going to say something like taking up drumming. I say that half jokingly to cover the awkward moment.
Oh, yes, I suppose that could work too. I made things weird again, didn't I? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I liked it too. Yuri blushes furiously. I feel the color rising in my own cheeks as well. There's another awkward pause.
Well, perhaps I should seek professional help after all.
That's probably a good idea.
You and I, we're still friends, right?
She gazes at me with a sad but hopeful expression. I realize that she's still scared that I'm going to push her away. I give her a reassuring smile. Of course we are. She looks relieved.
I'm glad. I was wondering. I mean, if it's okay, could we...
She takes a deep breath.
May I give you a hug?
I can't help but smile. How is she so freaking adorable? Yes, you may, Yuri. I stand up. She eagerly stands and steps forward to envelop me in her arms. I'm immediately conscious of how much body heat she's putting off. It's as if there's some kind of raging inferno inside of her.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm really happy that we're friends. It means more to me than words can say.
I can't seem to find any words either. I can only nod, my face half buried in her shoulder. I suddenly notice just how tall she is. I think she might even be taller than me. We stand like that for several seconds. Her hands are up my back as though she's trying to get as much out of the hug as she can. Finally, we release each other.
But it really is time for me to go now. I'm getting hungry, so I should go home so I can get started on dinner.
Okay. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her to the front door.
Thank you very much for having me over today.
No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow.
I will.
And I meant what I said earlier. Whenever you want, you can come over or we can go out somewhere. Ah, I forgot you don't like going out much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Hallie. I really like that about you.
Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand.
I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
Yeah, see you. And with that, she walks away, faintly humming to herself. Alright, I think that's a good place to save it for the moment. We're going to pick up with more of this next time, because this session ended up a little short because it got paired with the rest of her. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more of the True Literature Club. See you then. Bye-bye.